Dick Seggel, who had run the program for many years and was an amazing head of the program. He loved the fellows. He was very close to them. I remember that there were 3 or 4 times a year when he and his wife had all the fellows to their homes.
It was Dick Seggel who was our director, and he gave us a magnificent tour of the federal health bureaucracy. He had been, I believe, the sort of chief operations person for the various secretaries of health, back then HEW, Health, Education, and Welfare.
The fellowship was amazing because Dick Seggel was the director at the time, and what an amazing man he was. May I tell you that Dick Seggel was one of the finest gentlemen and one of the smartest gentlemen and one of the most collegial gentlemen that I've ever met. He just absolutely guided us and helped. There were 6 of us. He helped guide all 6 of us into looking at the policy. Is it good policy? What are the consequences? He introduced us to most of the key players in Washington. I mean, we didn't just do Democrats or Republicans or members of the House or the Senate. He took us over to all kinds of things. I mean, we met with lobbyists. We met with heads of insurance companies. It wasn't just a meeting. It was we had time. And you know, we got to spend hours with C. Everett Koop when he was Surgeon General. Dick Seggel knew where to take us and who to introduce us to that would help educate us and help us form opinions.
What was his devotion, his interest, his shepherding each of the fellows, giving them good advice and wanting to guide these fellows, and he was a master of that.
He also was very generous with allowing us to make decisions. He did not try to micromanage us. He introduced us to almost everything and allowed us to make decisions. From time to time, he would help direct us a little bit, particularly if we asked, but he allowed us the freedom of making good decisions because he respected us enough to know that we would try to make good decisions. But he was a really smart father figure who really guided us along the path. I really admired and respected Dick Seggel, and I think I was very fortunate to have him as our program leader at the time.
I get a call from Sam Thier, who asked whether I would consider taking over the Robert Johnson Health Policy Fellows, and we set a date. And he did ask me to take over from Dick Seggel. I shadowed him for almost a year, and he really allowed me to run the program. And so it was a little question of who was shadowing who, but he was very gracious. You know, I think that's always a great thing when the person who had the program before you, is able to take some time by showing you the ropes. I'm happy that I had that occasion, and I remember only positives from it. I think the common bond that all the directors have had is their love of this program, their respect of what the program is trying to achieve, and the material that we had to work with. He was very nice to me, although I felt that he still wasn't ready to let go of the program. And I can understand that. I think he made a great contribution to the fellowship, and he regarded each and every fellow as one of his children. He was a memorable person, and I'm sure this was also the best job he ever had. He loved the fellows.